want to cut it to the size where you think it's about the size of a loaf pan. Unless you are considering making buns, then of course you'd make them quite a bit smaller.
Now you can roll this out if you want to with a rolling machine or a rolling pin, but I couldn't find my rolling pin. I don't know, one of my granddaughters must have took it home with them when I taught them how to make bread. So you can just do it like this. Just punch it down to see that there's no air bubbles sticking up in your dough. And then you roll it like this. You kind of, I have smaller pans. Do you want to get a smaller pan so I'll show them?
A smaller pan?
So that's shaped something like a loaf. And you put it in your greased bread pan. And you would let that rise for about an hour. I have some smaller baking pans here. It's got to be about 30 years old. They do last a long time. What used to be in that pan was many years ago, they used to make, what was it? No. Anyway, there was a form of protein in those pans. There was an air bubble there, right there. So
is that why you're pushing it down to get rid of the air?
Because if you don't get rid of the air, then your bread's going to have holes in it. And you don't want bread with holes in it. So then you roll it up again, like this. And if your rolls are too long, then you squish them together like this. And that'll fit into your bread pan. Now you let that rise about an hour, someplace where it's warm in your house. Like when I was teaching my granddaughters, the sun was shining beautiful in the front room, so we had all our bread in pans in front of the sun in the front of the window. And it rose beautiful. And say if you have a loaf of bread that falls, like kind of dents in, that's okay. Just take it out of the bread pan and make buns out of it. Now, if you don't know how to make buns, I'll show you with my last bread dough. And you roll it again, tight. You want it tight. And say you haven't got enough in this one loaf, you cut it a little bit too small, then just take some off of this one and add it on this one. And you bake this at 350 for about 35 to 45 minutes. And how you tell it's done, it'll be brown and it'll start pulling away from the sides.
Looks like a big cinnamon bun.
And when you're done and it's baked, just take a bit of margarine or oil, I suppose you could use, and rub it over the top of the brown bread, and it should soften the crust a little bit.
And then you just take, I use a tea towel. Mom, are you suggesting a tea towel?
Yes, put a tea towel over top of them so when they start to rise, the heat stays in there with them.
And the most satisfying too is when you see them rise, you see your tea towel moving up. So you know that your bread is successful.
So now if you want to make buns, you just shape it into a bun. You put it on your plate. I like a bun with maybe a piece of vegan cheese in the middle of it when I'm having a bowl of soup.
Or jam.
I haven't used jam, but you could use jam. Peanut butter, anything you want. Just cut it open and...
Okay. So we'll finish up the buns, and then Mom has brought a loaf of bread that is already completed. So she is going to show us what her bread looks like. So I'll take these, Mom. We can finish this. We can finish these up. And then your bread is just under there, and I have a cutting board for you so you can cut it and show us.
Now I made this a couple days ago for my granddaughter. Her oven is out of whack, so she asked me, Grandma, will you make some bread for me? So I said, sure. So this is whole wheat bread, and this is what your loaf should look like a loaf of bread. You don't want it too thick. You want it about the size of a slice of bread.
Well, I have to say, when I go to my mom's, I cut it thick. But they're very filling. When you make your own bread versus a bought slice of bread, it definitely fills you up. So, Mom, that is your bread.
So there you go. And this is just whole wheat bread with no goodies in it, no raisins, seeds, walnuts, nothing. This is just plain bread, but don't be afraid to add whatever you want in it.
All right. So this is the conclusion of my mom's bread making seminar for each of you. We're thankful that Mom came to show us just a recipe from the past, and we hope that you'll try it. If you have any comments, if you try this and it didn't turn out, or you want more information, please share and comment so that we can reach out and help you. So we thank you for joining us for this segment of A Better Quesnel, and we hope to see you again real soon.